Welcome back to our show, Back to Basics, a hardwiring in Christ through conversations. Each week we will discuss different topics focusing on marriage, family, communication, etc. through the lens of Christ. If you want to call us in live, you can call us at 253-584-1480, or you can shoot us at the Back to Basics Facebook page. You can instant message us, and we'll try to answer your question as quickly as possible. Again, both options are in front of you. So our topic for this month is marriage, and we have a sponsor this month. Our sponsor is 180 Marriage Coach. They're out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Their mission is to restoring marriages 180 degrees at a time because divorce isn't always the answer. 180 Marriage Coach is the first mobile coaching center of its kind. We can help you in just about any aspect of your life, providing marriage coaching, life coaching, mentoring. They're published authors and motivational speakers. They also provide private coaching in the privacy of your home, over lunch in your office. They're meeting you where you need us. Here's to helping give you a boost when life wants to hold you down. This Facebook page and company is for marriages that are willing to do the work to give their marriages a 180-degree turn, newlywed couples who are looking for marital advice, engaged couples who are looking for premarital counseling, and all married, one man and one woman, married couples in between. So they are looking for uplifting words on their Facebook, and you can refer them for resources. We're partnering with them, and they're sponsoring us for the month of May. So always, you can guys find them on Facebook, 180 Marriage Coach. So thank you for sponsoring us, 180 Marriage Coach. Also, they'll be on our radio show in the next couple weeks. We're still firming that out. And also, Ryan Frederick from Fierce Marriage will be a guest with us this month. And more to follow on that. Lastly, before we jump into our topic, we have another contest this month. In marriage, you should be planning regular getaways with your spouse. So our contest will give you just a chance to do that. Our Facebook page currently has 49 likes, but if we receive 500 likes by the end of the month on our Back to Basics page, one lucky winner will have the chance to go to the Shayless Lodge for a night on us, and that's in Snoqualmie, so it's Shayless Lodge. I always hack it, so S-A-L-I-S-H. We will pay for the room minus the incidentals, but if we can get up to 1,000 likes on our page, we will upgrade this package to 2 nights with the incidentals, which is $100 covered for us, and we also cover $100 towards dinner in their 5-star dining room. It might be more or less, but they're pretty awesome. I consider them 5 stars. My wife used to work there. I'm a little biased, but the place is really off the chain. So, Shayless Lodge is set in the gorgeous little town of Snoqualmie, right at the Snoqualmie Falls. You can look them up at ShaylessLodge.com, S-A-L-I-S-H Lodge. You can win this great getaway with your spouse by just liking our page. So you can find our page directly by going to www.facebook.com/back2basics at Clay, which is K-L-A-Y, 1180 a.m. Again, our page is www.facebook.com/back2basics Clay, K-L-A-Y, 1180 a.m. And that's all one word, at least for web processing anyway. So now that you're all spun up with current events for the month of May, let's go over and dive into our topic, marriage. Marriage. What comes to your mind when you think about this? Give us a shout back. You can dime in anytime or call in anytime. 253-584-1480. Or again, hit us at the Back to Basics Facebook page. If we don't answer live on the show, go over and shout us out on there, and we'll respond to you right after we get off the show. Our show's only 30 minutes, so you still get a fast response. Probably faster than Domino's. So maybe in marriage you're thinking of love, maybe happiness, maybe stress, maybe divorce, chaos, or a plethora of other words and responses that maybe even come to your mind. Maybe even you might see your spouse as an enemy. I got to hear a mini sermon from an awesome local pastor named Pierce Allegre. I've known him for a while. He comes out of Lacey, Olympia area, and his church is a Sojourn Church. Again, you can Google him if you like this sermon. And the sermon illustrates an enemy also, and I'm going to read that excerpt. So the sermon was named David Knew and Engaged His Enemy. I've been highlighting in 1 Samuel 17 the traits that made David a giant killer, because we all have our giants, things that threaten to overwhelm us and make make us ineffective in life. The two traits that we've looked at so far was that David was serving a greater cause than himself, God's glory, and the fact that he didn't listen to the voices of discouragement that came from his brothers. The third trait that made David a giant killer is so simple that it's easy to miss. It is seen in what he didn't do. He didn't stay and argue with his brothers. He moved on. He rose above the fray, above the discouraging, accusatory words, and said to the king when summoned, "Don't worry about this Philistine. I'll go fight him." You see, David knew his mission, and it wasn't winning the approval of his brothers who didn't believe in him. He would have never faced Goliath, because that was his bottom line. His mission was to engage the enemy. Folks, if you want to serve a cause greater than yourself, you have to avoid making the battle about you, your ego, or what people think of you, because it's not about you. So make sure that you are fighting the right battle. Make sure you know, and you are taking the fight to your real enemy. That's what our war fighters do. You take the fight to the enemy. And oftentimes our real enemy is within. So, for example, if I have a disagreement with my wife and I win the argument, but in doing so I hurt my wife, I've lost the battle against my real enemy, my pride and selfishness. And those are the things that threaten my marriage. David served a cause greater than himself. He refused to listen to the voices of discouragement, and he knew and engaged the real enemy, not his brothers. You and I would do well to do the same. In our marriage series, our enemy is not our spouses. It is something else. It might be pride and selfishness. But in marriage, we at Back to Basics see two things specifically that destroyed marriage. One is our sin, and the other is communication. There can be many other things, but we're going to focus on communication through the personality style, and more specifically, sexual personality. Yes, I did say sexual personality. This is probably new to you, or maybe awkward, or maybe disjointed. So let us visit for the next 20 minutes or so and take this journey with me. We will start on the basic characteristics of personality and we'll expound into sexual personality styles. We're not going to finish this today, though, but we will continue this mini-series on our Facebook page. So if you're interested and you're listening to this, you're going to have to go to my Facebook page, and you go directly www.facebook.com/Back2Basics, and that's the number 2, Back2Basics, Clay, Klay, 1180 AM. Or if you just go on Facebook and look up Back to Basics, you should be able to find it with our picture, me and Bobby Danger, and also our logo. So if this intrigues you, go to our page and listen for the rest of the story through the next couple weeks, because next week's show won't dive into this realm of marriage, but we will finish the conversation on Facebook. So let us dive into the communication styles through our personality lens. This kind of trips us up a lot of times when you have understanding, and with the help of knowledge and the Holy Spirit, it brings life and not death. So imagine with me for a minute you are at a party. You see the people that are the life of the party. They're dancing, they're socializing, they're having fun, they're really loud and boisterous. And you see others that are socializing, but in a more intimate way. Either way is not right or wrong, but different. We can be both at certain times, but yet we tend to lean one way more than another. Which one would you say that you're more? Are you more the outgoing one or the more reserved one? If you want to answer that question live with us just for funsies, call us at 253-584-1480 or hit us on the Back to Basics Facebook page. So, now the party's over and you're going home. And you wake up the next day having to mow the lawn. I know for me, I don't want to mow the lawn. So, when you're mowing the lawn, someone comes to talk to you, maybe a neighbor or maybe a friend. How do you respond? Give us a call back at 253-584-1480 or answer this question live on our Back to Basics Facebook page. Put it in the thread, send us a message. We'll answer you back as soon as possible. We can respond in a myriad of ways, but here are two responses that will describe a typical reaction. One way to respond is to greet them kindly and engage with them, and this might take a few minutes or hours, and you'll totally probably forget to mow the lawn. Later in the day, your spouse asks you, "Did you mow the lawn?" Your response is like, "I forgot," And then you started talking to this new person, and you start talking to your spouse, and now this conversation goes for another hour, and the lawn is still not mowed. And you might have to start fresh tomorrow because it's already dark. Good thing in Washington during the summer, you can mow the lawn until about 9 p.m. During the winter, though, you already missed your chance. Another way to respond to this new neighbor is to be cordial with the neighbor, but you just want to mow the lawn to get the task done. You might task this person to help you along the way, or you might try to brush them off so you can get back on the task because you want to do it right and correct, and you don't want to trust that person to do that. It's because you know how to do it. Neither response is right or wrong, it's just different. Which scenario do you resonate with? Give us a shout back, 253-584-1480, or you can hit us on our Back to Basics Facebook page. So if you connect with the first person, you might connect more with people than the task. If you connect with the second person, you might connect more with tasks than with people. So with answering these basic questions, now we can explore more of your God-given personality style. And I just need a moment to transition. So got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of notes. So let's say you resonate with more of the outgoing person as we talked about. And we're a blend of both. We're outgoing and reserved. But these are the words that should resonate with you. Fast-paced, optimistic, energetic, involved, positive, and enthusiastic. I'll go over those words again. Fast-paced, optimistic, energetic, involved, positive, and enthusiastic. This person's engine goes real fast. And this person just is always happy and excited. They wake up in the morning and they don't need coffee. You're scared if they drink coffee. They're very involved, they're very positive, they're very enthusiastic, whatever they jump into. If you resonate with more of the reserved side, some of the words that will resonate with you is slower pace, cautious, concerned, reluctant, critical thinking, and discerning. Again, that list again is slower paced, cautious, concerned, reluctant, and critical thinking, and also discerning. These people go and wake up in the morning, they're their motor is always going, but they're not going like the other outgoing people. They're a little more cautious when they go over and do things. They're concerned about people, and they're concerned about how things will look in front of people. They might be a little reluctant to go over and make a decision. They're always critical thinking these types of decisions and every type of decision that they go through, and they tend to be discerning. We can be gifted in discerning if we're outgoing or reserved, but they just tend to be more in that realm. So as the second question we talked about task-based and people-based, and that's in that style, if you resonate more with the task, these are the words that will resonate with you. Form, function, programs, plans, projects, and process. I'll go over those again. Form, function, programs, plans, projects, and process. These type of people go over and they want programs. They want things to work in a methodical way. They want a plan. You work your plan. You work your plan. They're the ones that like projects. They're the ones that like to go and do those things. They like a process when things are going over them. They want a function to do something. They ain't can just go jump out and go do something. They want to have a function. They want to have a form. They just think task-based. Now, if you resonate with more of the people side and the high-touch side, these are the words that should resonate with you. Relationships, caring, sharing, emotions, feelings, and friendships. Again, the words are relationships, caring, sharing, emotions, feelings, and friendships. These type of people go over and have tons of relationships. They have a lot of connections, or they have a lot of intimate relationships. Maybe a few, but they're into relationships. They're into the people. They are the most caring people in the world. They love to share. They have their emotions on their sleeves. Their words are their thoughts, and they like to express their emotions, and they express their feelings. And they have friendships. They could have deep, long-lasting friendships, and they can go over and have really surface and a lot of friendships. Not saying that the task-oriented people don't have friendships, but they look at it in a different form, in a different way. It's not right. It's not wrong. It's just different. So let's go over and combine them together. So if you're outgoing,